sneaky. First thing is RHR and Company, CPA, Tom Baldwin, 25 engagement letter. So this is actually a contract against this year.
There's actually two things there. The first one is a contract with them to produce the fixed asset list or inventory, whatever they want to call it, and then annually provide lists of depreciation and whatnot of the fixed assets become part of the town financial report. But this is a separate price. At $150 an hour, with a minimum charge of $750. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's
so. Oh yeah, okay.
If you look at what her letterhead, it was one dash was called FA01, and then YDEL, and then client contract. But you know that. So, one was just a letter saying that they've got this new standards that they're following. Some of this stuff is just garbage. It's just fluff. Page after page of fluff, flowery language. And
all right.
It is, that's all it is. At the end of the day, they say we're going to charge you $150 an hour for minimum 5 hours, and then if you have to go over, we'll charge you some more. $150 an hour.
Yeah.
Great.
And if you don't sign this right now, then we might not go for it.
Wonderful.
Ever.
There.
I call it the ransom letter.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is the contract letter for the annual audit.
Okay, yeah.
And that's one with pages upon pages of flowery language. It comes down to page 5 of 7. That to get an audit for the fiscal year that ends June 30th of this year, it's going to cost $12,960, which we have to pay 50% of it now, to make sure that they will continue on.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no statement as to when they'll have it. When the audit will be done. But I'm reading this MMA's Town and City magazine. The same company is doing it and producing audits a year later.
Wow.
Well, so Mount Desert Island the town there has engaged them, and they have their fiscal year the same as ours, but they had their town meeting in early May. And so they finish out their fiscal year, they work for the next 3-4 months producing data for the auditor, who then provides an audit report in time for the town meeting next year. A whole year.
A whole year later.
Wow. 12 whole years.
Yeah, but
11 months.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, makes me uncomfortable. fun, I guess. Anyway, I mean, I think, you know, it's awesome.
Like you said, I'm wrapping all that.
We try to find an auditor, but good luck.
I was gonna say, is there any other?
We've been through it before, and there's a whole file in there that Danielle has, the whole system. And then the article in there says, pretty much, the auditors of the towns are disappearing. Technically speaking, the auditor works for the selectmen, but I know Deb has been signing the contract. I don't have a problem with it.
So it's okay for her to sign these?
It's okay.
Okay.
Okay with me.
Dale?
Yeah, I'm good with it, yeah, so, just curious, I can't remember what the charge was last year, was it comparable to the 12.9, or, do you remember? Somewhere around there.
Each one of our buildings is like $20,000.
Yeah, I move we go ahead and do it, still. We plan to better all things in the future, you know?
Well, I would, I guess ask Deb to see if we can get the preliminary report, at least with fund balance numbers. I'd like to have it at the end of, July.
Mm-hmm.
So, what it means is she's gotta do a lot of work to get her, a lot of data to the auditors, so the auditor can run the, crunch the numbers. We're gonna have to use AI or something to figure out how to do this.
Can I say something, please?
Sure.
It's about AI. My friend and I are gonna do an art show next week, next Saturday or Sunday. So we had to write up something for the paper. So we're sitting there and we're trying to figure out what to write. So we went onto the robot. I've never read such flowery stuff in my whole life. I mean, it was like unbelievable. I said, oh, that's awesome. So I started writing it out. It's like way more than you could ever put into the newspaper. It would cost us a fortune to do it. So I bet you anything, that's what those people are doing.
Probably, yeah, probably.
I've never experienced it before.
I suspect it is, yeah.
Yeah.
My son works for a company that, teaches people how to apply for and apparently get government grants. And he said a lot of people are wanting to learn how to use AI to apply for government grants. And, so he had somebody who's developed this AI program for grants, and so he was testing it. He said, you know, give me in 100 words, so-and-so, and the damn thing spread off page after page. The AI is not so smart.
It was beautifully written. I mean, it was just like, wow, you would have thought that we walked on water. You know, but it just, we couldn't put all that in the newspaper, so we ended up shortening it right up to little bits that you couldn't see in the box.
All right, property tax abatement for Kevin Santa Rhino.
So what he said was, yep, he will do what we've asked for year 1. He will do what we asked for year 2. Which is process and abatement for them. And then he didn't want to tell us whether it was an error in assessment or an error in appraisal, whatever. Again, people splitting hairs.
Yeah.
But he would do it. And then the question is going forward, he gave us the reason why the two were done differently. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what he came up with is that, I think is what Joe talked about a while ago, was the way they're currently doing it is different than O'Donnell used to do it. O'Donnell used to have a stepped process, and they said for a 30-acre lot, they said the first one was first acre was 25,000, which is the house lot. And then the next 2 acres, or the next 5 acres, 5 acres, was assessed at $7,500, that must be $1,300 an acre. The next 20 acres were assessed at $1,000 an acre. And then for some reason, this 4 acres was assessed at $3,000. Whatever, I don't know. It's weird. But, so they said the way they're doing it now is the first acre is $25,000, that's the house lot. And all the rest are at $1,500 an acre. Which is the number I've heard over and over again is the general value of an acre. So both assessments are higher than they were before.
Oh, I assume that they would be, but it is what it is, and I'm not gonna fight it any more than, but what got me on this last part of it, that question I asked him was, why are different areas in town, acreage assessed differently? And then he wants us to look that up for him so he can evaluate it.
What gets me too is that, you let me know, and that's what we pay him for.
That's what I was saying, it's like, why, I mean, it's not that hard to see the differences when you go
And I
through
originally thought that's what the mass appraisal thing did, was it took all acreage that was total the same, but I'm not sure that's the way it works. There's another article in the Main Town magazine that would imply that you get assessed once through a general reassessment of the towns, so your properties are all supposed to be treated the same based on their characteristics. And only properties that get changed for some reason that they get reassessed to their property values change. But they don't go back and reassess somebody's property unless something has happened there, added some property or built a new house or whatever. And the annual reassessment is supposed to kind of bring everybody back into a common basis. I don't know. That's the way it works, I guess. I'm going to ask him that question again. Just to be, it's nice to get educated, I think.
Right, just for, future questions that arise.
Just to understand. But, you're concerned that there are other pieces of property around that have assessed at a different rate. It's probably true. Because he said this one didn't get updated from the O'Donnell model by KRT when they did the general review. So how many more are out there like that?
I mean, by the looks of it, there's probably a lot,
Yeah.
Just some rudimentary math I did on the land and. Yeah, I mean, nobody can lose any sleep, but it's just the idea that it should be fair across the board,
Yeah. So too. There are rules and procedure stuff. I will go back to him with an extra flag in another color. Yeah, black, red, blue, maybe I'll go back to green, and we'll finally get it, so we'll get the end of the discussion.
making supplements.
We got one?
Yeah.
One eighty-one Brown Road, tree growth withdrawal penalty. Where is that? Oh, okay. All right, well, we can sign it.
Okay.
Four places for signature. Alright. Remind me. The comprehensive plan, that's still going on, meeting? Yeah. Okay. Cool. I thought we got done with that. And planning board meeting Thursday, 7:00. Hey, Amy?
No, I don't, thank you for asking.
Joe? Nope. Kathy?
Any word on San Juan meeting?
Nope.
Okay.
We got
And,
sick of the orders, or
oh, good, great, okay. Pictures are in?
the lawyer. They're working.
Okay. And, bridge repair, how's that going?
We had our pre-construction meeting yesterday.
Good.
Going to start on or about the 15th, which is, I think, the first day that we can interrupt water flow. Because prior to that, Fisher's Pond.
There's gonna be a lot of water flow. It's raining like crazy, there's gonna be a lot of water flow.
Yeah, but the 15th of July is the first day that they can they're up water.
July, okay.
And, 3 to 4 weeks of a road closure.
Wow.
We're gonna have to do a public information campaign to make sure people understand what's going on. And then that's pretty simple. Pick out the old stuff, put the new stuff in.
Right, right. You know, it does take time. Wow, 3 or 4 weeks for the fight.
Yeah. There'll be some, it's gonna go all the way around.
There'll be people coming in here yelling,
Yeah.
no matter what you do.
Right, yeah, you're improving the road, but.
Did you roll the children out and kill the road?
Okay, Mary Ellen?
I do have a question. I see they went through and used your, right, or whatever it is, on the back of the truck, on the Colorado Road.
Yeah?
But there's a big puddle down near the end of, near the end, 4 through 11. They did nothing with it. If they would put the culvert back that they dug out last year, or a culvert back, it was just some of that PVC piping that they had in for what, I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
If they would put that in, it would drain off that.
Is that where, I think I know what you're talking about, it's kind of a wet area on that side of the road.
Yeah,
If you're coming this way, it's kind of on the left.
and if they would just
Right
take
down
a
there.
shovel and, you know,
Okay.
cut through the thing, it would drain it off too, but if they would put the culvert back, that would help immensely.
Yeah. Okay.
I got to drive across the city. I said, wonder how many people it's on truck.
Yeah, okay. Anything else?
No, that's all.
Chad?
No.
Robert?
No, thank you.
Well?
Went to the school budget meeting last night, the budget got approved. Nothing changed from what we saw before. I think our increase is 1.5 something.
Yeah.
Percent from the year before. The thing is, I got a invoice from PowerPoint for the switchgear for the generator. See if I can get Debbie to cut them a check. Then on order. The lady told me that it's not gonna be a 10-week turnaround to receive it. But, from what Deb said, based on the numbers that we've gotten so far, it looks like we'll be within budget size.
Good.
4 or 5,000.
Good. Dale, go ahead.
You know, we talked last week about the bleachers, and I don't know if you got my email, but Josie was gonna raise the question. They had asked, our council meeting tonight.
Yeah.
She'll find volunteers, so once
Okay.
she lets me know, you want me to tell Chris to go and grab them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have an account over there? Or is it, do we have to bring?
I think Chris can, I don't know where to go buy, but I don't think they have them at,
I've seen them there.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you're not paying for it out of their own pocket.
Yeah.
Sure. That it?
That's it.
Yeah. I don't have anything. And, we'll adjourn this meeting?
I moved to adjourn.